Hello, everybody, and welcome back to I don't know today's session. When last left off, you all had been making your way down into the depths of the Bronze Dragon chambers, skillfully. Well, yeah, thanks to Ilya, you managed to avoid running into the Egg Chamber and its guardian. Uh, and thanks to a little divine inspiration on behalf of Glenn's dreams, or Stormy's dreams, you all managed to at least get yourselves on the right path. Coming to a room with 3 paintings hung on pillars in front of doors, you'd found that they were painted rather, with images of your past lives. Well, not past lives, you know what I mean, past lives. Your lives in the past, not literal past lives. As you all went through them one after the other, you found yourself fighting Shadow Ilya, and you found yourself dealing with some troublesome situations in the seemingly underwater and upside down weirdness of Stormy's old ship. Now, having just come out, you only have one left to go, with a picture of Kalfira surrounded by shadowy giant figures.
I mean, this is probably a stupid question, but do we have time for a rest? If anybody needs it for spell slots?
I doubt it, but
I mean,
Because
yes,
I believe
but
I'm tapped.
we probably have
Yeah,
time. But the issue is, we're trying to get this done before the other dragons come back.
that's fair. All right,
Which we
pushing on
should
this.
have a few days, but like, I don't know. I don't know how many days that'll be.
Yeah. Well, and also we don't know if they
More
have
than 2.
magic to get here faster too.
That's about it.
Sorry, yes, it took you guys about a week, I want to say, is what I said the first time, so I'm going to stick to that. On Dragonback. However, he was a young dragon,
Yeah.
not an adult dragon.
Yeah, I assume that
That's fair.
a older dragon who is also not carrying a bunch of idiots doesn't need to rest as often when
That's
flying,
very true.
and can probably go faster. So I'm assuming we have it,
to be
at
fair,
least 2 days.
they also said we could have the maze. They don't really give a shit about it.
That was the people
Yeah,
that lived here.
It's everything else.
No, I think it was the dragons. Were we not contacting the dragons from the Silver
The
Monastery?
folks at the
No.
Silver Dragon Monastery did indeed say, we don't really
Yeah.
give a shit about the mace, we just care about the eggs and any other dragons that were there.
It'd still be
Yeah.
nice to have an object of power by the time we get interrogated by the feds again.
We can keep pushing if we need to. I just have a first level spell slot, so
Yeah, I do get that though. I would like to replenish spell slots, which is
I mean
why I
I'm.
say we can take a break.
But it would have to be an overnight deal long rest. That's my thing. Is it would have to be a full 8 hours.
I say we
But
do
we can
this
keep
next.
moving.
I say we do this next room and then take it from there.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because I still have a ton of HP. So I mean, I'm not completely useless.
All right.
Before we go in, y'all, I just want to, just to give you some information. If this is what I think this is, I had to fight a bunch of giants. So if we are going in here and this picture is what it is, that might be something that happens. Just so you know, we could try and talk it out. I don't know how that's gonna go, but just letting y'all know.
When you say a bunch of giants, how bunch of giants we talking?
Well, I imagine whatever is in this chamber is going to be probably slightly different than my past. But when I say a bunch of giants, I mean like a handful of them were attacking where I lived. I only ended up having to kill the one, and that sort of scared the rest of them off, I assume. So, yeah.
Well, I guess it's up to your discretion then.
What is?
If we rest before we go in and deal with your past.
Oh well, I'm ready to go. So that is not my discretion. It is if
Um,
no one else is ready to go, that's
Let
on
me
them.
see. I think I saved my fourth. Yeah, I should have saved all my fourth level spell slots, so I'm kind of
Should have.
fine.
It should be written down.
Well, I don't have my character sheet pulled up, to be honest.
Oh yeah, why would you need that while we're
You don't
playing
need
a
a
game with
charade.
that character?
We
Definitely
don't.
not important.
It's almost like not having your dice when you sit down.
To be fair, I just pulled up my
Yes,
character
I
sheet,
did.
so I'm just as bad.
I'm gonna hurt all of you.
Hey, Aiden,
I have all my stuff
The
open.
lack
I'm
of
prepared.
preparedness is
All right.
pissing off.
Listen.
How dare we?
I'm
was
gonna
I
hurt some
live
of
by
you.
stay ready. You ain't got to
for not
get
murdering me,
ready.
Aiden.
Okay, I live by
I
that.
deserve it, but probably not for that reason.
Fair.
I was preparing
Have you
everything
been?
else.
No, you don't get
Okay,
an
Aiden
excuse,
can spank me
Drew.
later.
No.
No.
Ah.
Ah.
Oh my god.
How
Um,
Okay,
unprofessional.
anyway, um, Stormy is going to turn to Kelpir and be like, if you think we're good, I think we're good to go in.
I'm good to go in. If you're feeling a little magically tapped, I don't know if waiting is an option. Is sort of the vibe of this dungeon that we're in, but I
Well,
don't want to decide for anybody.
Well, actually, Traveler, I'm looking through my stuff on my Paladin feature. I'm going to use my channel. I have 2 uses of my channel divinity that I use my holy symbol and utter a prayer, and I get spell slots back. I get 2 spell slots
Cool.
back, 2 first level
Wait,
or
you
1
do?
second level spell slot.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
harness divine power. It says you can use. I'll put it in chat. I don't want to read it all out.
That's kind of.
And I have never touched it, so I know I still have both uses of it.
That is very dope.
Yeah, it's a one like long rest kind of thing, and I'm just gonna do 2 first level spell slots back. I feel like that would be more beneficial than 1 second level spell slot. Oh, 1 expended. Yeah, for both. Okay, yeah, I have 2 uses.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, then I'm ready.
All right, I'll lead the way.
Begin walking down your part of your tunnel. As you've been walking down, what was once a rocky stone tunnel extending into the background suddenly gets fogged over by smoke. You begin looking around, and you're not sure when it happened, but suddenly it's like the entire area is wreathed in smoke blowing across, blowing somewhere. See?
I guess we push
Does it
forward. Yeah?
does it feel like smoke that's from a fire or like magic smoke? That's something I can tell.
Make a nature check.
As an air genasi, could I be able to assist on
Sure,
this?
I guess.
All right. I'm just like wafting the air, I guess,
I'm gonna
moving the smoke
keep it
around.
nature if that's all right, Traveler, because that's a better skill
Yeah.
for me. That is natural 20 for a 24.
This definitely it at least smells like something's burning.
Okay, but it also felt like water in the last chamber, right?
Mhm.
So could
Just
still be
weird
magic.
water. Weird. I'm underwater, but I don't know what's. You know what I'm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
We press on. Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Sorry, you guys said you press on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys begin pressing in deeper and deeper. Just keep finding the smoke blowing from nowhere. Seemingly.
How far in any direction can we see through the smoke,
Only like 10 feet. It's pretty limiting.
including directly up?
What are we standing on? Like, are we in a cave or are we on like land?
You
what are
look
we
down
seeing?
and you see you're almost standing on like a very sandy soil. There is grass, but it's kind of sparse, a little tough.
That might help. Give me 1 second to like
Mhm.
actually.
What are we in a? No, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. Send Rathu in. He can go under the smoke.
Absolutely not.
Then
Do I hear anything
Percy.
as we are kind of standing here? Do I hear anything?
Make your perception check.
Sure, I can make a perception check. 25.
25.
Nice.
You think as you calm down and you really listen, you do hear something. You hear the crackling of fire off to your arbitrary direction. We'll say your left.
Do we see any light coming from that direction?
No, just
It
the
will-
crackling of fire.
I will point to my left and say, "Sounds like there's a campfire or something over this way." And I'll start walking in that direction, trying to lead the party to whatever is making the sound.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to hang in the back of the party as kind of a just in case somebody sneaks up behind us.
As you walking, after about 10 minutes, you do begin to see a light appear before you, growing larger and larger until it materializes in a small clearing. Bodies are strewn about, all bleeding and dead. And you see standing in the middle and somehow also made of flames is a massive giant with a maul that's head disappears into the burning pile of wood it stands on as it looks down at all of you.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure he's friendly.
Okay, Kalfira, do you know this fella here?
Excellent question, DM. Does this fella look familiar?
Oh, the maul he has sure does.
Yeah. I'm a
Can I?
go out on a limb and say, yeah, I maybe once knew him.
Okay. Yeah, how do you want to play this, I guess?
Does he seem to notice us?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's staring right at your group.
Can I roll an insight to see if he looks hostile or if he's just chilling?
Roll it. No, yeah, roll it.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. He seems to be ready for violence, but not necessarily actively about to burst into it, I'll say.
So he's ready to react if we do something.
Very possibly.
Okay. So how do we want to approach this?
In Giant, I will call up to him and I will say, I've killed you once. I don't have to do it again. What do you want?
You hear in Giant back a voice that I'm assuming you would have heard his voice a little bit during the whole combat. It doesn't sound like his. It's much deeper and more resonant. It almost sounds like the crackle of lightning as it speaks. and it says, "I have no cost, but am priceless. No weight, and cannot be held. Without it, I can't move, speak, or act. But with it, I can do nothing. What am I?"
Can you post that in the chat?
Please.
Yeah, I'm
I
on
have-
it.
I
I'm
have
not
no
good with
cost,
riddles being.
but am
Hold
priceless.
on.
No weight.
I'm cracking my knuckles waiting to read this.
Without it,
I think I got it.
I cannot move, speak, or be held. But with it, I can do nothing. Yeah, that's right. My note taking's getting better. Suck it.
Do you tell
That
this
little
to the group?
stenographer machine you have off to the side. I'm telling you. I think here I'm gonna post it in the no traveler chat. What my guess
There's no
is.
point.
Traveler chat. Oh boy.
Aiden, do you say what is said?
I think Kalfira sort of like rests on her back foot, starting to think, and then like looks at everyone else, expecting them to have thoughts, and realizes none of them understood. And so she'll repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it time?
So you said that out loud?
In common, yeah.
Okay, in common, cool. So hold on, I didn't have this pulled up yet because I was busy typing. Give me just a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really.
Now, as you say time, you feel yourself almost begin to heat up for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take. If I can find.
I'm going to guess your answer was wrong.
I would venture to guess that
You
that is
you sit
Oh, it's
there for a
victory
moment,
flame.
and you almost hear a whistling sound before. Oh no. Okay, that's much better. You take 23 points of fire damage as a massive fiery maul suddenly smashes into you, intangible but burning. Before suddenly it resets. There is no like it draws back. It's just one moment it's hit you, the next moment it's like blinks back into how it was before.
ah fuck. All right, it looks like that was not the answer.
Well, yeah, that stands to reason. Why would time be priceless, or have no like that? Just does like sort of makes sense, but doesn't really make sense, you know.
Is it breath?
You take
Um,
21 points of fire damage.
I'm going to reaction cast absorb elements.
Okay,
So I
so
take
you
half
take
of that.
half of that, exactly.
And my next attack will do a d6 of fire damage
Wait,
on
do we
top
all
of
take
it.
the fire damage?
No,
No.
just the person answering.
And you said it was 12 is what how much damage did you say it was?
Shoot. 21 halved is only 10.
Okay. Oh, ow.
All right, so if maybe if we have an idea, don't just blurt it out. Try and pantomime it to
I
us
mean,
so that we can
I
confer.
I could do this all day. I don't know about everybody else.
Yes, but maybe you shouldn't.
I'll
I
hold up
probably
my finger
shouldn't.
to the giant. One moment, please. Group huddle, real quick. Group huddle.
Do
And
you
as I
seriously think this is
drag
gonna
every
work?
single person
Ooh.
into a small huddle, what if it's
Oh, wait
life
a second.
or
I've
a
got
soul?
an idea.
Okay, you answered
I-
twice, Ilya?
In a group huddle where he
I-
isn't supposed to be hearing?
Okay, okay, that's a shitty roll.
Oh, it's because we're saying them out loud
All
in the
right.
room.
Let's solve this
12
problem.
points
Oh.
of fire damage from the first one.
Uh-huh, okay.
And holy shit, if I roll any more sixes on the 3d6. Okay, that's not a 6. 13 points of fire damage on the second one.
Mhm.
All right. Right now, everybody, silent time.
Hold,
And I'm going to cast silence on us.
before you do that, because I don't know if it'll work, I'm going to pat Ilya on the shoulder and give you 20 points of HP back with my lay on hands.
Yeah, oh, that works.
All right. So, currently we're all silenced.
I have no cost,
So
but
we can
priceless.
we can
Those
think to
two things
ourselves,
mean
yeah.
the same thing.
Yes, just I need you guys to be very careful about if you say anything in your character's voices, because I'm going to say that that's
Well,
said
they
out loud.
can't
Well,
say
there's
anything
silence
right now.
so you can't say anything now. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right.
I have no confidence.
Ooh. Ooh.
Can't believe I finally got to use silence.
Silence is like one of the
and it's
dude.
not
Silence
to
is
steal
so
something.
underrated, though. Well, not even for stealing. It's because so many spells have verbal components.
Yeah.
Man. People don't even realize, and then you cast silence, and they're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, and it's crazy that certain spells specify can be used in silence, which is crazy to me
And
for some of
Can
them.
be used. That's cool.
Yeah, there's some that specify can be used in silence.
and
Well, yeah,
That
immunity
is-
to immunity to
if they don't
thunder
have
damage is
verbal.
also very fun.
That's like I said. That's such a niche thing, but it's so cool. Anyways, I'm so off topic.
Where is this? That's not where I'm supposed
No,
to
you were
be.
talking about D&D. It was
I
still on
have-
topic.
You know what? No, that's fair. That is on topic technically. If we are considering D&D the topic of said this whole thing.
Without it, I not move, speak, or
Oh
act.
shit! Did I say not? Hold on.
What I wrote was, without it, I cannot move.
Yeah,
I
no,
figured
that is
that.
what it was supposed to be.
I think
To be fair, that's how I was reading it, was cannot move.
I want to make sure.
I will gaslight my way out of this. I don't know what you're talking about. It says cannot, you fool.
Edited.
How do I remove it? Uh,
But with it, I can do.
Okay, then you gotta be careful for that spell button.
What is something that, if you have, you can't do anything?
I don't know. I'm honestly.
With it, I can do nothing.
I have no cost, but I'm priceless.
Alright, while y'all think, I'm gonna grab a glass of water real quick.
Yeah. Man, if the
Without
Jeopardy
it,
music
come.
wasn't copyrighted, I'd play Jeopardy music right now.
That would give me so much anxiety that I would not be able to even try.
I'm playing right now.
So it wasn't life, it's not air, it's not time.
Well, I said breath in character. I did not say air. That was
Oh.
my.
I'm back.
But you can definitely move without air.
And with it, I can do nothing. You can do lots with air.
It's something intangible. Something important to people. I would have said
Space?
life. I'm so shocked it's not life.
What about space?
How do you
It's
pantomime that to us?
priceless.
I mean, this might sound crazy. I have a book with a quill.
Yeah. yeah.
I can just.
Yes,
write.
the ancient form of writing.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
I did check to make sure. I wanted to see if our message cantrip you had to be audible, but you do.
Yeah,
You
there's
do.
a verbal component.
Yeah. Oh wait, can't I just with minor illusion?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm the DM. What do I mean I think so? Sure. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Less
I
minor
can create an
illusion is
image
concentration.
of an object. Yeah, sure. I can just multicast it over and over again to spell out stuff like air writing and language.
One letter at a time.
Hmm.
So, all right, I've
Move, speak, or be held. The be held is throwing me off because it's not something you do. It's something that's done unto you. So what would be something that you didn't have that would cause you to not be held? You know what I mean?
I thought I got it with time.
Yeah, I would have thought it's time.
I'm feeling we're overthinking this, and it's going to be a really obvious answer.
It
Once
always
we
is.
know what it is.
Well, yeah, these are always obvious once it's
Once you know the
known.
answer.
Hindsight.
And we tried silence as well, correct?
No, but
Well, you did. You
Silence.
did technically.
yeah, you
Cast
cast it.
silence.
I have no cost. Silence.
Was it? What if it's death?
Can't
Oh,
Well,
I
hold
don't
it
think
can't be
it
death
makes
because
sense.
without death, you could theoretically move, speak, and act. Death would keep
Yeah.
you from moving, speaking,
And we
acting.
tried life, right?
That's what got me blasted.
Yeah.
I tried life
Okay.
and a soul, and I got hit for both.
Okay. Not life. Not soul.
Heart. Hearts have weight, but
Well, it says it has no weight.
that's what I mean.
No.
It's the only one that it doesn't fit into.
Dude,
Everything else.
the only thing that has honestly and genuinely no weight is a concept. All matter has weight.
Spirit?
So, it has to be a concept. And what concept is necessary for movement? Velocity?
I don't know. I don't think it's velocity. I think that's
That's maybe a bigger word than the giant would say.
Stormy's gonna poke his head out of the silence bubble and say freedom.
You watch as this massive fiery form nods its head at you.
all right. There it
This
is.
is fake.
Well, get rid of that off.
And you are back.
It clicked when Cryos said it's an idea, and I was like, freedom's priceless. Without it, you
Fine.
can't speak.
You can't move, speak, or act.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nick. Without you saying that it's a
Almost.
concept, I would have never gotten that.
It's almost as if that's so. Yeah, you are still in this smoky area. However, there's seemingly, yeah, that fire dissipated, but you're not done yet.
Does the
For some
giant
reason.
disappear?
Oh no, he dissipates into fiery
Nothingness.
air,
Smoke.
nothingness. Yeah, I don't know, more smoke. Yeah, that's probably
All
better.
right.
Smoke and
I'm gonna
mirrors.
keep the silence on us, but I guess we walk forward. I'm not dropping this shit. This spell still
Does
has.
silence move?
Does silence
Yeah,
move?
but I thought it was a spot.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's a
Because
spot.
it's not like casting on a person, it's a
Sphere
place
centered
within
on a
range,
point
isn't it?
you choose within range.
Yeah,
So no. Well, there goes my 10 minutes of silence. I'll drop silence.
I was also going to say, I'm going to leave the silence either way and listen again to see if I hear anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll your perception check.
Our eyes
Uh-huh.
aren't working, so our ears have to do stuff. Ugh.
Yeah. How
That's,
about your ears there?
That's a 19.
Oh.
That's not terrible.
You seem to hear another fire crackling
Oh,
merrily
God.
along.
Not another riddle. Oh no. We aren't good at these.
I will
Let's
start
go.
leading the party in that direction.
What do you mean we're not good at these? We just figured that one out.
To be fair, we weren't that bad this time. We've done worse.
We've
It only
done.
took
We've been way worse.
4
before.
people getting damage.
Yes.
Only took a few of us getting injured. Only a couple. Only.
By
a
the
minor
way,
sum.
ow. Just want to say,
As if that wasn't clear.
close to half healthing me.
It was just a friendly love tap.
Yeah.
Just a friendly little love tap.
The love tap in the name of freedom.
Didn't feel so free.
In the name of freedom.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was the answer to the riddle.
Push forward.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's in the name. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, you guys begin pushing forward in the direction of this crackling flame.
Crackle,
You
crackle.
find, waiting
crackle,
for
pop.
you, yet another massive fiery form crackling away. who, in the same voice, unprompted this time, asks, oh, where is it? Hold on. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Hold on, this is not supposed to happen. Okay, sorry. He steps up and says to you, Kelfira, in Giantish, violent. Answer the question.
I don't know about anybody else. I didn't get half of that.
All I heard
I-
was
I didn't hear it.
violence. Answer the question. So if you said more than that, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Cool.
Cut
So
out.
he asked, violence, is it the answer or the question?
Oh.
Oh no, I don't like this. I feel like something really bad will happen if we answer wrong.
I feel like we fight if we, in most scenarios that we answer this.
In giant, I respond. Depends on the situation.
To contemplate that for a moment. When you killed this form, wording is hard. Think has solved your problems. Yes.
Think in that situation, it was the answer. Yes.
Then violence is right, necessary.
I think sometimes, yeah. Granted, if violence hadn't been enacted upon me in my village, then I would not have had to answer with violence. So, violence begets violence, I suppose.
Stormy's going to lean into Jay and whisper, "Is this what it was like when I would talk to Gale and you couldn't understand me?"
Yes. Well, I could understand you a little because the draconic knowledge, but yes. It's odd, ain't it?
Yeah. Really weird.
Okay. So, sorry, what did you say, Kelfir?
The long and short of it was violence begets violence.
You end that chain. Fire. There's always more violence in the world.
Is that a question, Traveler? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. So he asked, where do you end that chain, Fiery One?
Hmm.
Because there will always be more violence in this world.
Uh, hmm. I have no need for violence once those who have unjustly enacted it onto others, onto those that are weaker than them, have been given it back to them tenfold. So that violence chain ends, in theory, I hope, when this feels so lofty to say, but when we all decide to stop being violent to each other.
Figure chuckles a moment. Some of your present company could learn a thing or two from you. And he wavers and vanishes. But the smoke stays.
You know, I
Turn
don't know what it was, but I feel like I was called out there by whatever he was saying. What exactly?
It
He,
was
he
sort of
did
a.
make direct eye contact with you. It was really kind of intimidating.
Like I didn't get it.
Hold on.
No, I'm just
I'm
playing.
I know
glad I don't know
Gnomish.
giant.
I know Gnomish and Giant are similar, kinda, but like, I don't know. It felt
How were
like,
they similar?
for most of that conversation, y'all were back and forth, but it was like he said something and looked at me, and then just like
Yeah.
fluttered away.
Well, I answered his question correctly, and then at the end he was like, "That fella's kind of cute," and he fluttered away. So that's what he noticed. That was his words. I don't know.
Insight check. Insight check. I'm gonna insight check that one.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
too.
same. Hold
Oh my
on.
god. Well,
Stormy got a natural 1. I'm like nudging you. I'm like, hey, giant thinks you're cute.
I got an 18.
The
I rolled a deception check. I got a natural 1 also. So
Oh,
Very
okay.
obvious lie.
Oh, very
yes,
well.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. What is your modifier? With your modifier, what is it?
it's 2 total.
Okay, I got a 7, so even I don't believe you.
Yes.
all right. Well, you know, you maybe could learn a thing or two about lying.
Oh, are you gonna teach me?
Probably.
Sure. If you, I've known to lie a lot in my younger
Yeah,
years, and more recently, a
last
lot.
week.
I said younger years. Time does go on. Thank you, Stormy.
Okay, old man.
Listen,
Yeah, wait.
see the cut. You see.
Come on, Grandpa, let's
Jake
go. And I
takes
start
off the
pulling
hat,
you.
takes off the winter cap, and you can see that there is finally color coming back into his roots. Listen. It was gray by choice. All right.
Is that a bald
That's
spot?
what they all say.
No, it's not a bald spot.
It looks like a bald spot.
It's okay, old man.
Heroes.
Stormy whips his luscious white long hair.
At least
Listen,
not as old as that guy there. I mean, look at him. He's old.
Yeah, it's
Heroes
gone
who's
what?
long hair.
That is wild. Yeah, no.
There's no salt and pepper in that hair.
No life left. It's just pure white.
It's
Have
unfortunate.
you not seen it change when I'm angry? It's kind of made out of storms. Thank you.
All right, old man. Whatever you want to say.
My hair starts to lightning.
You're so old. You don't even remember what happened when you were young. That's just a sign. You say it's memory
You're
loss.
so old you can't even rag on me without stuttering on yourself. Let's go.
I mean,
I'll listen for more fire.
I'm not getting into this with you, Stormy. All right.
I kid because I love, and I'm going to pat you on the back
Oh.
and give you 10 lay on hands because you do need HP still, don't you?
I do, and I will
Hey,
take it.
Yeah, I'm
Stormy,
gonna
I
give you
hate
10
to
lay on.
ask. Do you have one extra lay on hands? Like just one?
I
I
have
could
a healing
do
word.
another 10 HP.
No, just
I
like
have a total of 40.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
I could
just
do one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Oh
health
yeah.
is
I give you a high five.
my health is at 69 hit
Yeah.
points. Just notice that. Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
And Traveler, I rolled a
Hey.
natural 20 for a total of 27 to find more fire.
Okay. So yeah, while they are all having this
Argument.
argument, conversation, whatever you want to call it, you sit down
Brotherly
and focus.
squabble.
Brotherly squabble is also a word I will accept, yes. And you do hear the sounds of more fire.
Oh boy.
This one much closer than the others.
Let's go to the fire.
Start walking that way. Old men, follow me.
So should I
Yeah,
stay behind
yeah.
or?
No, child
Yeah,
and
do I stay?
no, child and the cutie right there. Follow me, please.
She like looks
Oh.
behind her like, huh? Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Follow, please.
See,
I will leave you.
Alright. I like that everybody's just collectively agreed that Kelfira is adorable in one way or another. So,
Well, because she's so tiny.
Like, yeah.
Cute and scary.
Yeah, like both of my ex-wives.
Heyo.
hey!
Heyo.
Catch
I
up.
have a type. Anyway.
As you come to this fire, this is much smaller. Instead of the roaring bonfire of a giant before, it's a small fire. Just a camp. You see a pot hanging over it with something boiling inside.
I just
And you see this old man, wizened hair, an eye patch hanging over one eye, just slowly but surely stirring the pot.
I feel really called out as Stormy as he does actually have an eye patch and white hair and was just starting shit. So I was stirring the
I look
pot.
at
I
this
feel
man
called
and
out.
Stormy and this man and Stormy. That's you in like a year.
I see that.
Damn.
A year? No, this dude's like wrinkled and ancient.
I know. I'm just
Like,
being.
Yeah,
oh,
a year.
okay.
Yeah,
No,
here.
I do
Exactly.
just want to make sure it is clear. Like this guy isn't
Sorry.
old, like in his 40s. He is.
Did we
Yes.
study
No,
a year?
no. You gotta understand. Kiros is an infant, and Stormy's on death's door. That's how this works.
Oh, no. Once
And
again,
then
I know.
Baron's past the prime.
So true.
I know this. I just want to make sure that it's clear to the party that he is ancient. He's not actually. Yeah. Okay.
We
yeah.
got you.
He
Yeah,
is
okay.
an old
We'll
ass
continue
man.
then.
Yeah.
Old ass
Old
man.
ass man. Even though you got okay. Yeah. So totally on. Yeah. Ooh. So what do you guys do?
Does he notice us?
He doesn't seem to. He doesn't have any sort of visible reaction to you guys wandering in.
I will put a hand up and say, "Excuse me, old timer, are you what are you doing here?"
Are we gonna get another riddle?
No, that's not exactly my forte. I'm here. You could say as a sort of penance. Or reward, it's really unclear someday. I guess the better question is, what are you doing here?
I think we're looking for a mace.
Aren't we all?
Maybe. Are you also looking for a mace?
Not exactly, but I'm sure something will come to me.
That's some optimism. I like it. Can we sit by your fire a minute?
Ah. And he just kind of motions with his head down towards the fire.
I will sit.
I'll sit too.
Okay. Looks out, just kind of looks out. Does anybody else sit, or is it just the two of you?
I'll sit too.
Okay.
I think Lilith said Ilya sits as well.
Okay.
No, I did. I said I would sit.
Oh, my bad. I missed it.
It's okay. I understand.
I'm sorry. I will atone.
Yeah, how
Yes.
dare you?
Yeah.
Prostrate yourself.
I require one crisp high five, and I will accept your apology.
Oh, dude. You don't even know the quality of the high fives. I can.
Yeah, have fun getting on a plane.
You know,
Anyways,
like Predator high five me. Like,
so you all begin sitting down, and he looks up, and you watch as his one eye is this very cloudy gray, and you watch as he kind of moves it across you, and you can kind of tell it shifts from a darker gray to a lighter gray. It's like it's never quite the same every time you look at it, constantly changing.
Spooky.
Well, we don't intend to stay for very long, but why are you in this particular area with all this smoke? Like, what are you doing right now, sort of thing?
What you up to,
That's a
old
rather,
man? No. Sure.
rather complicated tale. Well, maybe not so complicated as I like to admit. Have you all heard of how folks came to this realm?
Sorta.
Long
Heard
time
a bit.
ago. I'm not from here, though. Came from a place far, far away. Not even sure it exists anymore. There I was. Nothing, really. Just one person, one being among millions. Fated to never be remembered. And always be forgotten. And then one day, our herd leader,
Real quick, not to
Yeah.
interrupt. Is
Sure.
this guy a minotaur?
Just looks like a man.
Uh-huh. But he said herd leader.
He did.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Goes, herd leader, a rather curious individual. He came to power not because of his strength, as most of us measured ourselves, but by his cunning, by his intellect. And asked some of us to accompany him. We followed, as was our way, and found ourselves in front of some sort of rift, some sort of divine providence. A hole cut in fabric of reality, really. And two were asked to go through to test its well, safety, really, to see if there was something worth finding. We walked through and found ourselves here. Great plains unbroken by towns or farms. Places for our young to grow. And we prospered for a time.
How long ago was that?
Goodness me, I don't know. I've been stuck here for as far as I can remember. Well, not as far as I can remember, but certainly longer than I can count. It's not exactly days and nights here. Did you see? As he kind of like looks at you. What do you see? As he looks at you, Kelfira. Sorry, I realized I said looks at you in a very.
I figured that's what you meant. What do I see when I look at you, you mean?
No, I mean of this place.
It's pretty dark, and there's a lot of smoke.
And is it reminiscent of something?
I'm feeling some little bits of nostalgia of where I used to live, but I think that might be related to the little painting I saw before we entered and the talking to the giant that I killed, that sort of thing.
You are quite right in that it's by design.
Ah. So why are you here? I no offense intended. I just if this is
None taken. I'm certainly not offended by the questions of a child. I'm here in this place for a better term, because I once made a deal to save my family. A deal that's still being collected on. This kind of like looks up towards the sky. Really thought it would be over by now, but here I am.
a deal with whom?
Yes, man, Sky Splitter, Stormbringer. I believe one particular race simply calls him the Cloudman. Although, that's a rather old.
So a god.
Yes, a rather temperamental god. And you hear, as he says temperamental, the lightning crash, despite the fact that there was no, or thunder crash, despite the fact that there was no flashes of lightning. You know it's true, you old bugger.
Is this happening in common or giant?
This is common.
Okay.
Oh, then Stormy is listening very intently when you started bringing up the Stormbringer.
And Jay laughs about gods being temperamental.
If you laugh at the
looks at you.
gods, they can get really angry.
I don't give a shit.
He looks at you as you speak, Varen, and he just goes, "Old friend, aren't you more normally attached to those of, say, more disciplined ilk?" And from behind you, Varen, you hear a very faint, almost not even quite coming in. It wasn't my idea.
spin around.
You see a figure clad in this weird leather strips of a kilt skirt deal, brass greaves, massive shield hanging off of his arm, breastplate like the old Romans used to have, the same horsehair plumed helmet cocked under his other arm. Rather familiar.
Ah, shit, I'm dreaming again. Oh.
If it's a dream, we're all having it, because
Oh no, nobody else sees him.
Oh.
Sorry. Only Varen sees this man.
he is dreaming.
Woo!
Never mind.
Or hallucinating, one of the two.
What's new? To confirm such, well, I'm assuming everybody saw me turn about face and then
Yeah,
say
everybody
that
sees
to
you turn-
nothing.
Yes, everybody does see that.
So, I'm shit. Whatever. I don't want to deal with this. Whatever. I'll turn back around and look at the giant.
Old man. No, this isn't a giant. He's an old dude. Just a normal human old
Yeah.
man.
I'll turn back around and just look at the old man, ignoring the god behind me.
He looks still talking past your shoulder and just goes, "Are you still doing this old routine?" Guys, and from behind you, you hear, "It isn't my idea. I'm not exactly choosing this. Certainly wouldn't have chosen him." Well, anyways, great seeing you, but this is rather hard for me, as this is not exactly my master's domain. So, you know, good seeing you again. Ta-ta, and let's try to save the world better than we did last time. And with that, the voice goes silent. After this old man has kind of just mumbled into the air, well, he spoke rather loudly, into the air behind Varen, he focuses back to you.
Sorry, who were you just talking to?
Huh?
Oh, just an old friend. How did you... Looks it back at Varen. You don't exactly seem like the god of law and orders, usual type. Much less straight-laced. You haven't monikered me once about my appearance or the shape of my stew.
I couldn't give, at this point in my life, I couldn't give two less of a shit about any god or anything that they have planned. I tried to have my faith in a god before, didn't turn out for me. Lied straight to my face. I don't give a shit anymore. They can do whatever they want, but unless they trick me into doing it, I'm my own man. I don't want to take their power. I don't want to take their help. I'm here for me.
If nothing else, you're certainly confident in your independence, young man.
Oh, I'm not confident about nothing. I just know I don't want their help. Call it more stubborn. Like an immature child. I've been called that a lot.
You know, Varen, without certain gods' helps, you probably wouldn't be here. And I kind of look at Ilya because she uses divine healing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
great
I
and
mean,
all.
it's
It doesn't
kinda,
make me want to like them. I mean, I'm not stupid.
it's
I know they exist. It's obvious. But I don't give a shit. Like, this guy's
I would be
obviously
careful.
some god adjacent something, right? I don't know. No offense, sir,
I mean,
old man.
Ilya's god adjacent, if by that
No, yeah.
logic.
I'm not a god, nor am I god adjacent.
No,
You-
but the god, your god favors you. That's great. That's fantastic. And power to you, really. I mean, seriously, you save all our asses. But like, for me, personally, I'm sick of their shit.
Well,
So if there's a
so-
god
That's
that,
a fine opinion to have.
yeah,
They-
if
The one
there's a,
that you thought you served wronged you. So if none of them want to help you or show you or just help you at all, then why worship them?
Exactly. I've been getting these
Didn't
weird
your
fucking.
god help you get out of the cursed armor?
You ask that of this old man?
No, this is like Stormy looking at Jay, because didn't we go to the temple to
Listen, what
you to pray for
happened
the
in
cursed armor to come off?
Yeah, it certainly did. And I agree, that happened. It helped me. And then I proceeded to get baited and tricked by Unipo with no other recognition or help by this god that was willing to help me on a whim for something like that. Gave me no other meaning or no other anything else. Now, listen, was it maybe being a little greedy to say, oh, let's say, come into a dream and say, that's not my teachings. Why would you ever think that? I would never do that for you. So I ain't expected anything like that. But like a small heads up that I'm walking into a trap, that it wasn't the actual God's help. I mean, yeah, God of luck, trickery, whatever. So fucking funny. But no, I don't.
Darlin, I think this. If you need a vent session, I think most of us would be happy to allow that. Maybe right now is not the best time.
Yeah, sorry. I go off on tangents when there's
You just
gods
hear this
involved.
old. You hear this old guy speak up. Hello. For decades, this is the most drama I've seen since the last visitors. Go, by all means, at the least, it's entertaining.
Now, they don't like it when I talk too much. It gets on their nerves.
No, it's fine. Well, I don't.
I mean,
No,
it gets.
I'm new,
He
so
becomes
maybe.
snappable very fast.
Listen, I just.
I get that young lady. Trust me. I mean, he's very. I mean, he just has that face.
I can feel my hand itching already.
I mean, by all means, once again, I'm always here for drama.
Can I during Varen's little
tirade.
little meltdown, could I have insight checked this old man and see like
Sure.
his
Yeah.
his
Make
true
your insight
feelings,
check.
whether it is just like this is entertaining or whether he actually has a more in-depth feel.
I mean,
Well, that's an 11, so
This guy is. I mean, he seems genuine for sure. Yeah.
I did have one other question.
Yes.
No, out of character question.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sure.
Does he seem familiar in any way, shape, or form, even from like maybe religious texts that I've encountered before?
Make a religion check.
Fuck.
You
10.
said
No.
you said he has stew, right?
Yeah.
I'll walk over.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
if
mean,
you
you're
ever
sitting
need
down.
me, well, yeah, I will sit down, but I need to get myself. I'll grab.
I meant you were already sitting down, so I don't think you have to
You
walk
already.
over.
Yeah.
You could
You
just.
did already say you sat down.
Okay, but it,
No, he grabbed his chair. It's squealing across the floor as he's pulled it over there,
I still have to
like
get
a
the
Men in
stew.
Black.
Yeah, just reach your hand out.
How far is? You don't
It's a
know.
campfire.
Okay. Is it direct? Okay, whatever. Semantics. I get some stew, and
You get up and walk a
I-
mile for stew. Yes.
Oh,
Both
What do you get
uphill
your
both
stew?
ways in the snow.
What do you get your stew in?
I'm sure. Oh, I've got to have something that's stew transportable somewhere.
Your
I've got a
hand.
mess kit. I've got a mess kit.
Yeah,
As you reach out your spoon, you suddenly feel this steel ladle crack across the back of your knuckle.
Fuck.
That's not for you.
Can I have some?
Just said it's.
well, I think you just said.
Well, yeah, but I figured that's because I just tried to reach in there without asking. So now that I ask, can I have some?
No.
Well, it's worth a shot.
Who's the stew for?
Well, it's certainly not him.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Looks at
Stormy
you,
is going-
looks at you, Ilya, and just goes, "Oh, my dear, rather interesting so, but unfortunately, this is not quite your stew either."
well, I wasn't gonna ask for any.
Can I have some?
His eyes kind of narrow at you for a moment. think you're quite the right temperament for this stew. Looks at Kelfira.
It's my
looks at
room.
Stormy.
Oh,
You want to share the stew with me?
maybe we can have our own bowls.
Well, no, I wasn't saying the same bowl. Stormy
Oh,
looks very
alright.
disappointed.
Yeah, we can. If
Stormy just looks off. I didn't mean same bowl.
sure, roll a deception check.
Do you guys want to share the same spoon as well?
No, that's gross.
Kiros, have you ever heard the story of the Lady and the Tramp?
No, I haven't.
Well,
Tell me.
You're trying to slurp stew liquid like stew broth.
it's
But Stormy is gonna actually I did have a question. I was waiting for you to get to him.
Sure.
Stormy's gonna look at the old man. And be like, so you said something about the Stormbringer is why you're here?
He is certainly, well, my deal with him, rather, was certainly the indirect reason.
Then why does he want you here?
Yeah. What are you?
Well,
What are you? I feel is a fair question to ask.
kind of chuckles, and you watch as he kind of straightens up, and you see this shadow kind of form behind him for a moment as his form kind of blurs a little bit. You see a tall minotaur. Then suddenly the same man. A halfling. A half-orc. A more muscular than you've ever seen true-blooded high elf. And a dozen forms kind of flicker behind this man as he kind of like straightens his spine, not in a threatening way, but in like a he's stretching kind of way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I am, and have been many folks, but well, above all, you could say I'm a servant. Freedom doesn't. Freedom may be priceless, but it doesn't come without cost.
That's fair. May I have some stew?
He pours a ladle into a small wooden bowl that he had by his side and offers it out to you. You see, once
I
he
stick
pours,
my tongue out at Baron before I take it.
so as you look into this bowl, you realize that the water, or the broth, isn't actually broth like you've seen. There's no meaty flavor or dense smells coming out of it. As you look down, you realize what was concealed by the steam and the other things coming off of the pot was as you look down, and you can see that the water is this deep gray. You can see flashes and sparks inside of the stew. It's almost like a liquid cloud, thundercloud.
May I have some as well?
Dips in, pours some out, hands you a bowl.
Take it some.
Yours looks similar, Kelfira, except the flashes of light, rather than being lightning blue, seem to be this red, angry color, almost closer to a almost
Like a
sorry, I'm blanking. Yeah, sorry. Rather than lightning, not even quite blue, but like your white of lightning, you're getting more of this. It's not quite flame. It's deeper orange than that. It's almost.
Turn one on.
Like the sun? Like
I can't-
plasma
Kinda,
rather
yeah.
than flame?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's sick
No,
as
you're
hell.
good.
Okay, sorry.
Don't touch the-
Okay. I must warn you, though. Power,
What?
much like freedom, never comes without cost.
Is drinking
Is
the
it
stew
expensive?
making a deal?
Not necessarily.
Iris shouts out, "Is it expensive?"
Looks at you and just goes, well, and looks back to the two of you.
Could
It's more like an
I,
invitation. But
before I,
yeah.
no, sorry, go ahead. You cut out, so I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Oh no, he just was going to say, however, just be warned. There can only ever be one bearer. I promise.
Before I try to eat this stew, can I use my divine sense and detect if it says as an action you detect good and evil, so I know if there's any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet. So I'm trying to see if this guy is a celestial fiend and evil.
He gives off it's this weird mix. You can smell a faint, just ever so faint undead type smell as it hits your nose, but you also hear the ringing of of celestial bells as you invoke your divine sense.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna start eating the stew, I guess. Very politely, just say thank you and start eating.
And just so I heard you correctly, he said there can only ever be one bearer?
Bearer, yes.
Trying to think. Aiden has a guess as to what that means. I don't think Kelfira would, so if she sees Stormy start to drink, she will also start to, or drink, eat the stew.
It is more
Yeah,
drink. I mean, like I said, it's like lightning in a, it's like liquid storm
Yes.
clouds. So
Cool.
I'm glad
Okay.
Aiden has an idea of what that meant because Glenn doesn't.
Oh. Okay.
make me some Constitution saving throws, both of you.
You get to add 3 to it because you are within 10 feet of me.
Aw, thank you. I love my plus 11 to my con save.
It's okay. Mine is +8.
I rolled really shitty.
I got a 25.
14 total.
It won't stick, buddy.
Didn't you just say you had a plus 13?
I have plus 11.
So,
You rolled a 2.
a
3.
3.
Oh, yeah. Math is hard.
Math do be hard.
That is very difficult.
So, as you sit down and you drink, you can feel it hitting the back of your throats. This intense taste of ozone and pressure. Kelfira, after a moment of kind of like holding it in, it comes right back up. This liquid splatters on the ground.
Get off your tablet, buddy.
Stormy, you sit there, and slowly but surely your eyes pass back into your head. And you find yourself standing, or rather, floating, if you will, in the middle of a massive storm cloud. Seemingly on nothing, you see 10 figures all around you. An old man, a minotaur, all the same figures that had kind of shown up behind him. As he sits there and goes, I did try to warn you. And looks up. And as you follow his eyes where he's looking upwards, you see this massive face formed out of storms and lightning. Eyes burning as it looks down upon you.
angry.
Can I roll a religion check to see if this is the Stormbringer?
It's the Stormbringer.
Okay, no. Stormy is going to, in deep reverence, bow as soon as he realizes, like, get down to the one knee and bow.
Okay. In a deep and crackling voice. I do not require subservience from my followers, young one.
More respect than servitude.
I do thank you for it. So, you are certainly a fascinating man. So much going on just beneath the surface. What is it that you want?
What do I want? I guess I just want peace. I want to be able to walk down the street. I want my friends to be able to go home, see their loved ones. I want the lizard folk to be treated equally. Airtos was one of the good ones, and the world needs to see that not all lizard folk are horrible and cannibalistic. I mean, he was cannibalistic, but he had reasons.
You did. Well. What would you sacrifice?
You
What would you
did help
do for what you
me.
I would give everything.
What was that? Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh, I would give everything. I would give everything. Gale gave everything to bring back one of my friends, and it showed me that family is the ones that you choose, not just your blood. And I would do anything to protect those who I care about.
Seemingly satisfied with your answer. The voice kind of speaks, but not to you, and just goes, Caravan, I like this one. What say you? The old man looks at you with a very strange look on his face. Well, I think he'll do finely. Even if I wish I could say otherwise. Well then. Give anything, huh? I don't think you'll realize how prophetic those words can be. And with that, you find yourself back in your body. You open your eyes, still sitting there with a bowl of stew in your hands. Same old man's singular eye peering deep into you.
Well, that was the oddest stew experience I've ever had. I can say that.
Kelfira is wiping stew off of her lap. Stew kind of sucks.
And Stormy goes in for a second bite and say, "I don't know, I kind of like it."
Outside of that, it tastes almost like nothing. I mean, it's weird. It would be slightly shocking, but you're an Air Genasi, and among other things, so you're fine.
I like how you use shocking.
There we go. There we go. Somebody picked up on my bad pun.
I got it. I got it.
Heck yeah. But yeah. Well.
Oh,
Well,
how long was I out?
You
How long
were.
was I gone?
What do you mean gone? You ate your
Oh
soup.
no, yeah. And,
Oh.
but I was about to say, by the way, to the rest of you, that was literally like instant.
Yeah, you ate your soup. Speaking of which, oh man, great to talk
It's
to you.
stew. Stew is thicker than Snoop. Thank
Well,
you.
with that consistency. Okay. Oh man, we're here to look for a mace, I believe. For one of our friends. Any idea where we would be able to find that?
He just nods to Stormy and he says, "Ask him."
What do you mean, ask? What? Was it in the stew? Stormy, do you know where the mace is?
I immediately, as soon as you say is it in the stew, like throw my hand into the bowl, like fish around looking for a hammer in it.
Hold on. Roll an attack roll to hit the bottom
An
of your
attack?
stew.
I'm holding it. How big is this bowl? Wait a minute.
You're just no. You said you throw your hand into it. Roll for
Okay,
stew.
unarmed strike. Let's go. That's a
Exactly.
17 to hit.
You're grappling it. It's advantage because you're grappling it.
Yep.
You said you
Hold
rolled
on.
a 50.
Hold on.
What'd you roll?
17.
17? Yeah, you watch as you like throw your hand in, forgetting that it's bladed and full of armor, and you just essentially just shatter this kind of thin wooden bowl of stew. And he looks at you and just goes, "I spent so long."
Yes. So
This what?
my friend here may note a little help with this mace, please. Unless, I mean, I really, and don't take this as a threat because it's not, but I don't want any more of your bowls breaking. So please.
I am sorry for breaking the bowl. That wasn't intentional. I was just trying to be a smart ass because
it's
it
fine.
can't fit a hammer in the bowl.
It's fine. I was running out of things to do here anyways.
Stormy picks up a piece of wood and starts whittling at it to make a bowl.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So is it like behind you? Do you know? Is it just not down this tunnel?
He just shifts to the right and there's nothing behind him.
All right. Well, so it's not behind you.
I like start patting my pockets like I have jeans on, looking like I don't know. Like,
All right. Well,
Stormy, can you do me a huge favor?
it possibly. It's been a weird day.
I want you to close your eyes and think about those 7 tunnels that we came across. Which one do you think is the right tunnel?
Or like, use your nose. I think you were doing that earlier.
yeah, you were sniffing at stuff like a dog earlier.
Usually.
Well, oh no.
You
See,
were.
you're not from Risco Breton. It's part of the Lady and the Tramp thing. It's a callback.
Who you calling a tramp?
I forget that this is like it's a local story that y'all don't know. Never mind.
Stormy's going to do what Ilya said and close my eyes and like concentrate on just like the tunnels and like what we've seen, where we've been, what we've done so far in these caves.
You sit down and you're concentrating. And you don't necessarily feel anything off about the caves, but it's almost like you can feel something somewhere out there in the smoke. Not anything tangible that you can touch, but some sort of presence.
I'm gonna follow it. I'm going to stand up and slowly walk towards the presence that I'm feeling.
As you go to slowly walk to it,
Excuse me. I am going to be
old-
polite and be like, excuse me.
the old man just looks at you and just goes, "Might be more efficient to make it come to you."
What?
I
Stormy's gonna
He looks at
very
you,
like he's
he looks
raising
at
one
you.
eyebrow. Go ahead.
He looks at you, Ilya, and just goes, "Was that complicated? I feel like I wasn't that weird."
Stormy. You can see Ilya. Her hand, her slap hand, is shaking just a little bit. Hold up,
Slap
hold
hand,
out your
is that
hand
what
like
it's officially
this.
called?
Hold out your hand like this,
Think real hard.
and focus on making whatever you sense out there come to you.
I'm gonna
Come
stick
into
out
your
my
head.
hand, and the eye with the eye patch, I'm gonna raise that eyebrow, like really curious, and just concentrate on it.
All right. And as you concentrate and try to focus it on this thing, you suddenly feel motion, and your hair stands on end. Well, your hair that isn't quite hair, just for a moment, before suddenly a lightning bolt crashes into your hand, materializing in this black pig iron, almost like really old school, kind of jagged, looks very roughly hewn, or crafted rather, iron mace.
Is Stormy attuned to the mace, perchance?
And as
Does
you
it
catch it, the lightning scatters in a massive circle, blowing away the smoke and leaving you in a stone tunnel.
is the old man still there?
No,
Is the campfire still there?
just a smudge of charcoal on the stone floor.
Does my hand still smell like stew? Or was that
Well,
all like an illusion kind of thing?
the stew just kind of smelled like ozone, but it does kind of smell like it. It's still a little wet, I'll say that
Okay.
much.
I'm gonna look around holding. Is it like a two-handed mace or one-handed?
It's one-handed.
Okay. I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, okay, I wasn't that you all were here for that, right? Like a lot of weird things have been going on. I didn't vanish. It hasn't been 2 seconds since I've spoken last. Like you all saw that, right?
No,
I
I
mean,
was
you
there.
again?
I was ready to slap you for a second. Yes.
Realistically, I've been seeing and hearing things that are going crazy, so it's probably the exhaustion that's getting to me, or I'm asleep. I don't know. It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I'm not feeling too hot.
Sorry, what have you
I'm
been seeing?
Huh?
What have you been seeing? You said
Oh,
you've been seeing things.
yeah. No, when the old man was talking behind me, I was seeing some spectral soldier and weird, got a shield and dressed all weird. That's, like I said, it's probably the exhaustion. Or this is all a dream. I don't know.
Probably not, since old man was talking to whomever you were seeing also.
Yeah, but
and also
I don't know. To be fair, after all these years and this most eventful recent time adventuring, I know I have to accumulated a fair bit of brain damage in one way, shape, or another. So I
Sure.
take everything I see with a grain of salt, to be honest.
You do give off a vibe of I've received brain damage, so that makes sense.
Yeah, no. It both adds to my charm and significantly scares me for my future.
I'd agree with that.
so traveler. We'll have to. I have questions about the thing you sent me.
Too bad.
But do I notice anything on the mace? Like, is there any like runes or inscriptions or any
You
identifying marks
see,
on it?
you see at the very bottom of the hilt where there's kind of like a little knob to, to make sure that your hand doesn't slip out. You do see the symbol of the wind splitter carved on the very bottom.
Okay.
So,
I'm just gonna swing it around and play with it for a second. And as I'm swinging it around, everyone notices like as I swing it, like lightning crackles from behind it, like this. Instead of like if you pictured like air flowing over it, instead of the air, it's like lightning coming off the back end.
yes, that's not normal. So that's not normal. Is the old man still
Pretty-
there?
No, gone.
No. Yeah, we're in a band room. See, and then the old man disappears, and you guys can't tell me that this ain't.
I mean, clearly there was shit going on that, was extra magic or extra god stuff. So, like,
I mean, you know God's work in mysterious and sometimes
Yeah, see,
strange ways.
everybody
In
says
really
God's
cool ways.
work
Look at
in
this hammer.
No, I know it's interesting. God's work in mysterious ways. God's do with the dip. That's just like that's like a cop out answer.
well, what do you
it's
want
also
the
a true
answer to
one.
be?
I want an answer.
Like, that you want to know all of the secrets to their magic and tricks and stuff?
No, I don't care about that. That's like, listen, from the stories I was told about incredibly powerful wizards and real powerful peoples that can cast spells, they're basically gods anyways. So, I mean, you're just telling me, you think about it this way, a god's magical tricks is just stuff that you and I can't understand. It's a magical level that we just can't understand. So,
Well, again, so what do you want then? Like,
I don't know. I want some sleep. I feel like shit.
well, maybe you should worship the god of sleep. Is there a god of sleep? I know about two gods, and
No, we're gonna fucking find out.
To be fair, you were seeing gods in your sleep.
I see it exactly. So I hate this.
Are we good down here? We found a mace. Is
I
anything else we
imagine
wanted
so.
to do?
I mean, if you want, we can explore the rest of this maze, though I don't necessarily see a reason to.
I don't
Wait.
particularly, but
Hey,
We got what we came for.
Yes.
above table.
Yes.
If Stormy could call his mace, could you call back your scroll
Sucks that
that
nobody's
you
asked
attuned
that.
to?
Nobody's
I don't.
asked that.
I've never seen it.
It's never been brought up. Here's what I'll do. You know what?
I was muted.
I'll
To
roll
be
an
fair,
You try. You saw Stormy do it.
I'll
Why
roll
don't
an
you try it?
intelligence
Well-
check. But I have exhaustion, so it's a disadvantage.
well, and I was going to say the hammer being within walking
Nice.
distance versus something being lost in the astral plane is
Well, we don't know the range.
Hey,
True, but
Well,
also
I mean,
if you
that's a
read
very
spell,
drastic difference.
if you read spell descriptions, a lot of them specify that it's different if something's on a different plane than you. A lot of
let's
like it's a weird
find
number.
out.
But I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. I mean,
Oh,
worst
no,
case
I mean-
scenario, it doesn't work.
As the man himself says, you can certainly try.
Oh. Uh-huh.
You did a good job, buddy.
Oh.
My
Well,
buddy can't fit in
that
there,
was
buddy's
really
back.
close to being super funny. It's still pretty good. I got a 20 and a 14, so that gives me a 15 on the intelligence check. So I'll be like, okay, you know what? If this is some god thing, I'm just guessing here, Stormy. We're all talking about gods. You had some magical vision with your god, and they spoke to you, and all that garbage, right?
I get, yeah.
Okay.
If you
It
want to
sounds the same
classify
as.
it with such broad strokes.
Well, yeah, because it's the same shit that happened to me in Risk of Breton. So I'm gonna close my eyes and stick out my hand and scroll, come back
wait.
to me.
I have an idea, Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Try it without being sarcastic to yourself, and actually mean it. You might have to actually believe it to work.
I'm gonna try it sarcastically first.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Oh, scroll. Oh, magical scroll.
Leviosa.
Fucking
Yes.
scroll of excruciating pain of my last hometown. please return to me. And I'll open my hand and concentrate on my palm.
You're concentrating on the hell out of that palm, man. Like, what can I say?
As
That is
he's
a
doing,
palm.
as
That's
he's
a
doing
palm
this,
of palms.
Kalfira sort of like nudges Ilya. It's like, what is this? What's happening right now?
I think he's trying to.
Is he trying to take a shit?
No. What's wrong with you? No, he's trying to bring something back to his hand.
Oh, like, is that just something we think we all can do now, or?
Well, we also found some godly item that he took, but we may or may not have sent it to the extra fee.
Oh man, y'all are just finding magical. I mean, I don't know the specifics about what the collector or whatever his name is stole from you, but that seemed important. And then this one that is, all right.
We find stuff every so often.
I'm impressed.
And
Very
I'll
good
open
at
my
losing
eyes
things.
and see nothing in my hand. And I'll be like, yep,
Did you roll? There might not be nothing.
I wasn't instructed to roll.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
No roll needed to be made.
So, yeah, well, see, doesn't fucking work. So, congratulations, Stormy. You've got a returning mace. I mean, I got a returning dagger, so I guess it's just about the same. Actually, can you know if it returns to
Well,
you? Here,
I
throw
was about to
across the
say it
hall.
might have been a one-off, and I chuck it.
Yeah,
Look,
you
it might have
chuck
been a
it.
one-off, and I just, and then I'm gonna do the same thing as before and see if it comes back to my hand.
Yeah, you watch as you chuck it and as it's flying through the air, it turns into a lightning bolt and returns to your hand.
All right, yeah.
With
See,
a
this
quick
Cool.
is
thump.
Oh,
this is what I call divine favoritism.
well,
Compared,
maybe not. My weapon does that too, and she'll huck the maul down the hallway, and then it as it clings to the floor, she'll go, "Oh wait, that's only when I'm angry and large."
no. See, I got that too, and I'll chuck my dagger into the wall as it lays there. You see it almost like with Spider-Man. Imagine an invisible thread to the dagger. You see his hand move, and it shoots back, it just appears back in his hand. Except the difference with this is it's no divine tricks. This is pure magic, arcane capability. None of that godly.
The fact that it's
Shit.
Also-
divine make it more special?
I don't know, but this comes back to me. The magic comes back to me. The magic works. The divine
But
doesn't. Good enough for me.
I feel like mine is a bit too flashy for some of the situations we get into throw all the time. To be fair,
No, that is fair. That is fair.
Kind of intimidating.
does it?
though.
Did it make any sound when it came back, like a little thunderclap or anything?
Yeah. When I say it's a
Okay.
lightning bolt, it is a well and true lightning bolt. There's a whole crack of thunder.
Yeah, see,
It's not as loud as
Okay.
natural thunder. Nobody's eardrums are breaking, but it's certainly
It certainly ain't
So it's not like
quiet.
thunder wave. So it's not like a 300
It's
foot
yeah,
radius, but
it's
it
not-
does
it's-
make a sound.
No. It's not a full-on thunder wave, but it certainly makes a fair amount of noise. I will
Well,
say this is
good
not
to
a
know.
stealthy weapon,
Not that
or
you,
at least a stealthy way of getting your weapon back.
not that you were quiet beforehand, Stormy, but you're certainly not quiet now. So let's get our ass out of this dank dungeon.
Yeah, hang on. Let me pick up my maul. It didn't come back.
Oh yeah, sure. I've been trying to remember, Kalfira, a magic that I was trying to be taught way back in the day that can just go and it's a spell that lets me summon a magical hand that can go and just grab, you can just go grab your hammer and pick it up and bring it back to you.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That would be pretty helpful.
It would. Maybe
Maybe you should go
surprise
learn
it.
that spell.
That's something you're trying to learn.
Well, I wasn't the best wizardly trained. I didn't have when I was young. I didn't quite have the attention to be able to sit down and read for long periods of time and understand things that are happening in spellbooks. Oddly enough, it's been adventuring out with y'all where I've been able to sit down, learning Draconic and things like that. Has really got my attention span back. I can sit down and actually read and focus on things now. I mean, granted, sometimes it takes a little bit of magical help, but
Adventuring is the best Adderall.
Well,
it
you know, they
works.
say like if you're required to learn something, you don't wanna, but then like when you choose to do it, it's a little easier.
Yeah, and it feels like right now I
Well.
really have to, which is, I've been trying to find a wizard spellbook or something, try to get back into learning a little
Oh.
more.
If I had known, I mean, I've only known you for like 2 days, but I can keep my eyes out for it.
Yeah, please do. I'm just,
Traveler, as we're leaving the tunnel, can I just look around and see if there's like a spell book lying around?
All a perception check, sure.
Big -1 to my perception, guys. Just put that out there.
this is the time for the natural 20.
Come on, baby. 3, so 2.
Close enough.
You look around and, I mean, no.
Does Kelfira know what a spellbook looks like?
I'm just picking up rocks and like
Okay.
looking under rocks.
No, Kelfira, I have an inkling of what you're doing over there, unless you're looking for like lizards or stuff down here. I don't believe that you're gonna find a spellbook underneath them rocks. I do appreciate the hustle, but I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
No, I wasn't looking. I was looking for lizards. You're right.
Yeah.
Nothing down here. I think it's pretty. I imagine
Do you
dragons.
want to
and
roll a
lizards.
deception?
I've heard some people say that books
Sure.
might grow on trees. At least they thought.
Oh, you're
might grow
doing
on trees.
deception? Okay.
Yes.
I do as a
I-
disadvantage, so you have a chance. Okay.
I rolled middle of the road, so
Yeah, I rolled a 10, so 17.
she is not looking for lizards.
That's all. No, Calfira, again, okay, yeah, lizards. Let me know if you find any lizards, alright?
I think the only lizards around are dragons, so there's nothing. All right,
Yeah,
let's
that's
go.
true. Maybe we don't want to find any lizards. We find a lizard, it's a baby dragon, we take that on accident. Maybe that's a problem.
Oh.
So maybe let's,
Yeah.
maybe we don't look for baby
Can we,
lizards.
can we not get a baby dragon?
Now that I'm reminded
Okay.
that we're under a dragon temple, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I agree. The better question is, do we have to stay here and wait for them to come? I think we should.
Did we tell them we would?
I don't remember. Again, like I said, it's been a long. I feel like shit.
I believe we are supposed to wait here until someone gets here.
I believe this is sleep deprived and other things, but yes, I believe the words.
Yeah, my understanding was we were supposed to stay here until their I'm gonna call it backup because I don't remember any other word, but until backup arrives.
That's fine. I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna look for a library or something. See if they got anything.
There's no libraries that you can find.
Shit.
Or at least, sorry, are you searching all 7 tunnels?
No. I'm going. I'm
Okay.
leaving the
Yes,
maze. Yeah.
That is what I assumed, but I wanted
Yes.
to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, so no, yeah, in those initial 4, I believe, if my math is right, floors, there's no libraries that you're not gonna see.
Shit. All right. No books of any type or any scrolls of anything. I'll
You'll
search
find
the
in some
rooms
in some. Oh, sure, yeah. If you search through rooms, there's a lot of like, like biography type books of like adventurers, great deeds. Roll an investigation check real quick
Woo!
as you're looking through the rooms.
Disadvantage. That's natural 20 and a 15. Investigation
help?
for a set.
You got sure. Give the help action.
Okay.
So
Fantastic.
be a straight roll.
So
or
that
whichever.
that would be a 22. Natural 20 for a 22.
Okay. So, on a natural 20, most of the books you find are either like when I say half common, like, hero stories, I mean, like the ones that everybody know, like, real world equivalents would be, like, finding a George Washington biography, or, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, very
Yeah.
common heroes. You do find one scroll, however, that sticks out to you much, much more than the rest. You start reading, as you start reading it, for one, the rest of these kind of look like, I mean, there's no typewriters or copy machines in this, but it looks like mass-produced, like somebody made it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much made for production, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
However, this one isn't. This is very clearly, like, almost more of a journal than anything. There's no cover, there's no, like, well, there's a cover, but there's no, like, inscribed cover. There's no written, there's no real grandery that's on the other ones. Nothing making this marketable, I will say. And as you start reading, it's talking about a wizard. It is a personal journal as opposed to, like, a more stereotypical action biography describing somebody's great deeds, of a rather simple man's, a simple seagoer. He was on a ship. With all due respect, I haven't named any of it 'cause it's not. Yeah. Just a simple sailor. Talks about his experiences, references a woman who's clearly his wife a couple times, like, kind of like in half like third person, like, oh, I wish you were here to see it type of thing, when he's talking about, you know, beautiful seas, or like when they came upon a pod of whales. But he talks about how they landed on the Heartstone. He got drunk stupidly and wandered into the Fey Forest that surrounds Beast Town on Heartstone, and came across a cottage and an old man surrounded with books, more books than he could count. The old man gave him a place to sleep, and in the morning managed to magically teleport him aboard his ship back to where he could, you know, sail back home. And that's it. Other than that, it's just a normal, like, seaman's log, you know. Oh, we went here, we did like I said, we did this, I saw a pod of whales. But that bit right there, as you're reading through it, does stick out a fair amount.
All right. Well, it's something. Definitely something. Okay, I'll keep that.
Some incense. Do you want this? Is that helpful?
You found some incense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hold on to it. It might be helpful, yeah. Either now or in the future.
I imagine it's like a stick and a half.
Okay.
It's not a lot.
And like the wood on the bottom is broken, so you can't even like stick it in anything.
It's completely useless. Yeah, good.
I didn't say that. It can be if you want it to, but I didn't say that.
No. I was just
I,
being a small man.
I'll get one of my my pouches, of which I have numerous on the inside of my cloak, and I'll keep the incense in there. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, well, I found this journal. It's I don't necessarily know if it's helpful at all, but it talks. It's a story about a sailor, and it talks about him going to the Heartstone and encountering a mage deep inside a Fey forest, and from what I can tell and from what I know about mages, she seems, if I take what this book says or this journal says at face value, he's incredibly powerful. And it might take some sweet talking, but he might be able to push me in the right directions in terms of, retracing my arcane steps.
I mean, sort of begs the question of, what are we doing? So we're waiting for the dragons to come back and hopefully not kill us for being here when this happened. But then, are we trying to chase the collector? That's where I'm leaning, but I completely understand if we're not feeling up to that task. What are we doing after that?
Well,
Do you want to go to Heartstone and look for, how long ago was this journal written? Do you think?
Traveler, how long ago does this journal? How old does this journal look?
Make a quick nature check.
There you go.
Alrighty. Yeah, guidance and nature.
Should be intelligence based.
It is. Okay, so I got a 15 and a 5. So that puts me to 11.
Okay.
Wait, a 15 and a 5 put you to 11?
I have disadvantage on ability
disadvantage.
checks right now, brother. I am
Yikes.
tired as fuck.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
So,
Could be
you're
dead.
reading through it.
I mean, I couldn't,
Um,
because that's funny. But
I was thinking like 2 more levels of exhaustion would be much worse, but still
Yeah.
alive. So
4 levels of exhaustion. Oh.
fuck it, 5 levels.
6 levels.
No, maybe not that one.
Kill yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. All right. So, yeah. So as you read into this book, you're looking at it. It doesn't look too old. Like the pages aren't like all crackling and breaking apart. And more importantly, as you were reading through it, because you did read it all, it references cannons at least once, which means that it was fairly recent, as cannons have only come into like, non whatever you want to call it, like this world's version of Area 51 type testing in the last few years.
Oh.
In the
Alright.
last like 20 years is when cannons have really become a thing for that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
When they
fairly
become
recent.
canon.
Ah,
But
I put
so,
sunglasses on.
so recently.
30. Let me roll up 30d10 of psychic damage real quick. Hold on.
To Glenn, not even to Stanley.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say to me. I was gonna say for everybody who had to hear the joke, but
So
that was pretty good.
if the sailor knows of the existence and usage and talking about the cannons, that means that it can't have been in here for more than 10, 15 years probably.
Are you asking me or are you telling Kelty?
You.
Yeah, 10,
okay.
15, at most 20.
Yeah.
'Cause it doesn't say if he was on a military vessel or not, and they obviously would have hit those a lot sooner, but yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like the book's a little old, probably about 10 or 15 years at most, I'd say. Just guessing by some of the stuff that he talks about in here. For a mage, 10 to 15 years means nothing, especially if this is a mage at the level described in this book. Again, this could just be a a fantastic story that a sailor wrote while he was out on the sea, and just
Like
happens to coincide.
like your tramp and a lady story, right?
Yes, it's not my yes. You know, if we stop by Risk Opportunity,
Wow,
I'm
you're
gonna
published?
get you one of those. No, I didn't write the story.
All right, well, so he might be still alive if he's
He
real.
might be. He
what you're
might be.
saying.
And there's 2 ways that I was planning on going for this. I mean, I know that
Left or right?
someone I know Ilya's not too excited about heading out that direction of the tyranny.
Towards
which is-
Heartstone, you mean?
Yeah,
Hearthstone and
and half.
the half hand, yes.
So
Yeah.
west of of where we are.
Yeah, I know that she's got history there.
Okay.
So is that. Or I think I know where there might be a mage that might be able to teach me again. Though I don't know if she's alive, and I don't necessarily want to head back to that city. But I'm not too sure.
Well,
I guess we gotta
Always
figure out.
contact her and see if she's still alive.
Of course, yeah. If you get a response from Alwyn, I'd love to hear from her. Know that she's still doing okay.
You know, I might need to do that after a bit of sleep, but
Yeah, no, I think we all.
I can
need
do that.
a
I
bit.
Sleep
can
would
do
be
that
good.
tomorrow morning.
Agreed.
Fantastic.
Sleep would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Is there anything I can cook up in the kitchen, Traveler?
Well, yeah, like I said, this place was meant to house feasts and stuff. There's plenty of food.
Is there any actual meat, or is it all vegetarian?
It's not all vegetarian. There's plenty of meat.
Okay.
These guys weren't those
Yeah,
kinds
that's
of
why there was dragons and
Yeah.
dragons are
Let's have
Hey,
a feast.
Maybe they found some real crazy mushrooms that work for like hyper realistic meat like.
All right. So as you guys cook up your dinner meal, because I know, unless I'm mistaken, Glenn, this is about your kiddos.
Yep, I have to get going here soon. to go to bed.
And with that, you all can cook up a nice dinner with what was found, and get yourselves a nice long rest.
Nice.
So-
Fantastic.
Most important question of all: did everybody have fun?
Woo!
Oh my god, yes. That
Wait,
puzzle,
recover
I
the-
honestly was stuck for so long until
Yeah.
Nick said something about it being
Yep.
a feeling, and I was like,
So,
Oh, yeah.
man,
It's gotta be a
my
concept.
favorite.
It's
So
gotta be a
my
concept.
favorite thing
Concept,
is
concept.
you all kept going, oh, you can't do anything with this, you can't do anything. It didn't say you can't do anything, it says you can do nothing. And with freedom, you are free to do nothing. That was what
Mhm.
that was supposed to be. And you guys were like, oh wait, but you can do stuff with that. I was like, ah shit, they aren't getting what I was supposed to allude
Every
to.
time,
but that's
every time
but that's
I
the best
talked-
part of a puzzle, though.
Every time I
Yeah.
read it out loud and went, what does this mean? In the back of my head, it was like, you're reading it wrong. That's not what it means. But I couldn't think of a different way to read it, so it's just.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I mean that's what good puzzles do, though. You're right, Aiden. You're right. I
I
should
like.
feel.
I liked that it. No. I liked that it was a riddle that we didn't immediately solve.
Yeah, I'm glad it took us, 10 minutes to figure it out.
About 10,
I'm
15
glad that's what happened.
To be fair,
Because, I mean-
considering the god this was around, we should have probably guessed freedom a little sooner.
Yeah, I figured it'd be a bit more obvious considering that's been
You
alluded
know,
to a few
it's-
times now, but it's fine.
You know,
it's
if
Yeah.
the
Stormy.
dream that Stormy
we
had
go.
had, where he was told to be free and talked about freedom,
Oh,
had happened
yeah, I didn't even
not-
think about that.
3 weeks ago, I would have probably
Yeah.
remembered, but that was on the 19th
That's
of
fair. We
February,
did.
so-
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a while ago.
It has been a
Alright.
while.
Well,
Yeah.
Traveler, did you have fun?
Oh, blast! Because I was curious about what order you guys would do this in, because it was gonna happen this way no matter what. That was he was going to be the last one, but I'm glad that, well, maybe not glad, but I think it's rather whatever you want to call it. You guys somehow managed to choose the combat one first. So all those left was the non-combat stuff.
Yeah, so
now.
we got
I always,
lucky, is what you're saying.
as much as however you want to put it, but however much you want to frame it in other. I was really hoping you would choose the fire giant one, because you trying to fight all those shadow guys while after having taken a few hits from that fire thing would have been great. But
Oh, yeah.
Would have been
Oh, yeah.
terrifying.
Alexa, turn on kitchen light.
so, but yeah, no, I had a blast. I always love when we get to RP out some stuff and I get to lore dump a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Alexa, turn on kitchen light.
So,
Where in 2025, fuck the gods.
fuck the god. It's like that. It's like that. What was that movie about the British singer? But for some reason he was a monkey.
Oh god, yeah, I saw the things.
That new one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All I remember is
The
there's
Better
this
Man or
scene-
something like that?
Yeah. All I remember is there's this scene where he's like, "For the next 2 hours, your ass is mine," and it's all intense. And then they cut to the actual music, and it's the guy who sings "fucking Can We Kick It." yes, we can. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's-
dude, the
Yeah.
vibe of that does not match. And that's kind of
Like
how
Michael Bublé.
yeah, I'm like, this does not match at all. Your ass is mine. And I just imagine it switching to that song where it's like, I met a girl and I really thought she liked me. Really thought she could be the one.
All right. Well,
Anyways,
I'm gonna get off of here, guys.
yes,
I
go
had a
take care
great
of your
night.
kiddo.
Have a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Always.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.